Chapter 14, 2 a.m. UTC-6, 9 a.m. UTC+1. I woke out of a deep sleep with a start. Fear clutched me when I saw a flurry of commotion around me. For a moment I thought I was in Paris and something bad was happening. Then I saw I was in the hospital. I propped myself up on my elbows. "What's going on?" I called out. At that moment a team of hospital personnel hastily pushed my neighbor's bed from the room. I caught a glimpse of him, deathly pale, clearly unconscious. He's having a heart attack or something. And then the room was calm and clear. 2:29 a.m., Saturday the 3rd. "And now I'm supposed to sleep again?" I complained. Instantly I regretted the selfishness of my words. I prayed for the man. I tried to get back to sleep, but the tense realities of Paris stayed with me. At 2:59 I still lay awake and the next day skip came upon me. My existence shifted into Charles de Gaulle Airport on Tuesday. Okay, let's find the way into Paris from here. I went to an agent in an information booth. "Is there a way to connect with the Paris Metro from this airport?" The agent proceeded to show me how to access the RER train system. Wow, complicated. At 9:08, with paper map and notes in hand, I left the information desk. CDG Val Airport shuttle train to Terminal 3. Ticket purchase. At 9:25, the RERB train arrived and soon rolled out into the French countryside under a grey sky. And then an odd thing happened. Not odd like a calling of my name in the night, or an unknown man who seemed to ask for my help with time at a hockey game. No, something far more simple and normal. I watched people on the train. I saw people, meaning I realized my existence wasn't the only one that mattered, that there were other people with events and plans and hopes and hurts. All this day-skipping stuff has me so wrapped up in my own world. This awareness of others I knew often came to me as a gift from God. Even Jesus did not come to be served, but to serve, I remembered, and somehow it helped me relax. The train line soon became surrounded by suburb and city. At 9:46 it entered Gare du Nord station. I disembarked and made my way through the busy station to the Metro's Line 5 platform. At 9:57 the Line 5 southbound train arrived to whisk me away. I don't think the day skip affected the train. But it did affect the coordination of my attention, eyes, and thumbs, causing a quick demise in the video game I was playing on my phone. I took a breath. Time, to refocus. I went to look out the hotel room window. Okay, my tip about the Charlie Hebdo attack went nowhere. So what now? Try to get over to the magazine's offices, do what I can? Even if I can't stop the attack, which remains to be seen, I can do something to help someone. Jeremy helped me see that with the example of the second police officer in Montrouge. I remembered what I had seen/would see in the car rental office, the videos of the Charlie Hebdo incident recorded by bystanders. Maybe I can take a video which will help with the investigation. Some minutes went by as I considered the options. Okay, I'll go to the magazine's office. Better find out where it is. I brought up the Charlie Hebdo website on my phone. No address listed. No address to be found on any search. Should I ask at the front desk for information? That might get me into trouble. My hotel knows who I am, and once, if the attack happens, they might report the inquiry to police. So what then? Ask for a magazine stand. Get an actual copy in your hands. I grabbed my outdoor clothing and headed down to the service desk. Where can I purchase a magazine? The clerk recommended a nearby bookstore called Libralille. She wrote directions on a piece of paper. I exited the hotel. Okay, turn left to the end of Rue Auguste Barbier. Left onto Rue de la Fontaine-Aurore. Cross Avenue Parmentier. Right on Rue Saint-Maur. Cross Rue Jean-Pierre Timbaud. When I arrived at the bold red storefront of La Librairie, the time was 9:30 a.m. I spotted the magazine section, found a copy of Charlie Hebdo, and scanned for an address. Nothing. I stepped up to the service counter, now confident in anonymity. Savez-vous sont situés les bureaux de ce magazine? I inquired as casually as possible, hoping I was asking for an address correctly. A look of confusion, or suspicion, spread over the male bookseller's expression. Non, l'adresse est secrète. I got the message. Charlie Hebdo kept its address secret. What now? There were still almost 2 hours until the attack. The Metro will be able to take me close to any location in the city in that amount of time. Maybe I should just get myself to a metro station and wait there until I can learn from my future dayskips where to go. The location of Charlie Hebdo will probably not be secret in the next couple of days. The nearest metro station was Parmentier, around the block. With a sigh, I set off again. And it's a pity to rush away from a bookstore. I went back to Rue Jean-Pierre Thibault, turned left again at Avenue Parmentier, followed that street until I reached the metro entrance. And there I took a seat on a bench in the cool of a January Parisian morning and waited until I gained the necessary knowledge from the future. I sat in my rented Clio in a parking lot on a journey toward a service station which would experience a robbery. I suddenly slammed my palms onto the steering wheel. Oh, great, more route finding. Airport to city, searching for Charlie Hebdo, and now this! I am sick of it, I complained. Not one of my finer moments. Thankfully, with surprising quickness, a wiser part of me countered. Why grumble? Do you expect all this to happen with the fantasy pace of a spy novel? In real life, you have to get from point A to point B. I accepted the correction. Okay, go. You've got some terrorists to meet and a phone number to steal. I guided the car back onto the Boulevard Périphérique, northbound. Not long after, I took the off-ramp for the A3. Signs for Charles de Gaulle Airport and related businesses lined the roadsides. Near the airport, I took the next required turn onto the A104. The A104 itself soon branched off, and I continued northeast on the N2. Past the airport, traffic thinned, and the highway compressed into a 2-lane road. I found myself with time to observe the French countryside and smaller towns under gray winter skies. Rain began to pepper the windshield as the kilometers rolled by. I tried not to be frustrated at the amount of time it all seemed to be taking. After passing through a forested area, I started to notice signs for the town of Villers-Cotterêts. The N2 highway at that point had branched again into 2 lanes for each direction of traffic, with a metal barrier between them. Must be getting close. Then I spotted it, across on the north side of the highway, the tall Avia sign, the red and white markings on the canopy over the filling area. To my dismay, I also saw that there was no way to cross over to the service station from my eastbound lane. The road barrier extended unbroken. Momentary panic. I forced myself to breathe slowly. Keep your eyes open, Kyle. There's probably a way you can turn around and go back. The time was getting uncomfortably close to 10 a.m. Less than a kilometer later, I peeled the car out of the flow of highway traffic onto an off-ramp. I turned left, passed under the main highway, and took a looping on-ramp back onto the N2. In another minute, I steered onto the Avia service station lot and recoiled as something hot burned my lips. I sat at a lunchroom table in the police prefecture. I smiled. Joke's on me! I held a coffee cup and remembered that, just for fun, I had purposefully timed a sip of coffee to be interrupted by the day skip last time I was in Friday. The Charlie Hebdo situation, the drive to the service station, and even the medical condition of my hospital roommate all distracted me. The thought about the Charlie Hebdo situation reminded me I needed to find the address of the magazine so I could get there before the attack happened. I accessed news reports about the attack and soon found the answer. 10 Rue Nicolas Appert. I worked the phone's map app, I love the way that sounds, to produce directions to that address from my last Wednesday location near the Parmentier metro station entrance. I opened my eyes a little wider when I saw the results. Look at that, I could walk the route in 13 minutes. Using the metro would take longer. I looked up. Okay, that means walking it will be when I get back there. I memorized the route so I could bring the information with me into the chronological past. I leaned back in the seat. Wonder what's taking Jeremy so long. Maybe I should text him. With my conscious mind at ease, I think my subconscious mind finally had a chance to alert me to a problem it saw in connection with Jeremy and a necessary call. An instant later I sat up straight and exclaimed, How will I know Jeremy's number yesterday at the service station? 5 or 6 heads around the lunchroom turned to look at me. Embarrassed with another unthinking outburst, I tried to look busy with my phone. But my mind whirled around the problem. I need to call Jeremy from the service station yesterday/in a few hours from now, but I don't have his cell number at that time. I checked my contacts list. Yes, I have it now. I paused. I guess I have to memorize that number too. So I did, and attempted to ignore the fretting thought that my memory might not be able to accurately resupply all of the information when needed. I felt inclined to get another cup of coffee when the doors to the lunchroom opened. In walked Jeremy with a tall, pale man beside him and 2 uniformed officers following. They all came directly toward me. Something about Jeremy's expression made me nervous. The quartet reached my table. Jeremy cleared his throat. "Kyle," he began, "this is my superior, Jacques." "Ne lui dites pas mon nom," interjected the other. Jeremy's eyes narrowed and he swallowed. "Whatever he's doing is not of his own choosing," I concluded. Jeremy resumed. "Kyle, my superiors have ordered me to sever ties with you. It is felt you are no longer producing useful intelligence." He glanced sidelong at the man beside him. "I'm sorry, Kyle. This isn't like what happened yesterday. You must leave immediately." At first, this pronouncement having come with such surprise, I did nothing other than wonder what "this isn't like what happened yesterday" meant. But I noticed the tall man gesture to the uniformed officers, and they stepped forward. I stood. Okay, I'll go," I agreed. Confused as I was, I didn't wish to make things hard for my friend. But I had one more question for Jeremy. "Can I call you or text you if anything comes up?" Jeremy frowned and shook his head. "If you do, I am forbidden to reply." He added more gently, "Thank you for your service, Kyle. Perhaps you and I will meet again one day." One of the uniformed officers stepped close and took me gently by the elbow. "This way, sir," he said politely enough, but the message was clear. The 2 uniforms led me out of the lunchroom. As we passed through the doors, I looked back to see Jeremy watching me leave. He looked miserable. The officers escorted me through a maze of hallways until we came to the front entrance of the prefecture. One of them bid me adieu, and I stepped outside. I wandered numbly over to a bench near the edge of the sidewalk under a row of trees. I checked the time, 9:36 a.m. I felt thoroughly out of sorts. What now? For some time I sat there with no options presenting themselves. When I began to feel chilly, I wandered down the street with no purpose in mind. I was looking into a restaurant window when the day skip happened.